Omer la chulin. Right? Now, what's the difference? It says le, to, or la. La is like low. That means it shouldn't. It's like not chulin. Okay? Which let's say a person says la chulin she'ocheloch. Meaning what I will eat of yours should not be chulin. So that means what should it be? There's an inference. It should be a korban.
Right.
So therefore, if you're of the opinion that mechalava toshameyahin, so then that's a neder, right? Because the inference indicates what you meant. But according to Reb Meir, that he holds mechalava, you don't say mechalava toshameyahin. You follow inference, right? So in fact, you didn't say korban, correct? You said lach. It should not be chulin what I will eat of yours. So what should it be? It should be konam. But did you say konam? You didn't say konam. So we'll see. So evidently the Mishnah holds mechalavat toshamehin, correct?
Is that a rule, by the way? Any kind of lamed with a
La. Pata always means low. Pata is ah. La.
Yeah.
Okay?
Always not.
That's like saying low.
Okay.
Okay? Li, we'll see. Liz, that's a shvor.
Two.
Li. It should be chulin. It should not be. It means li, two chulin. Okay? Li is like ke. Like, okay? Omer la chulin she'ocheloch lo kosher. It should not be kosher, but it should be like not kosher. Lo dochi. Dochi and kosher means the same thing. It should not be dochi. And tohar. He said like lo tor, even though it doesn't say in the Mishnah lo tor, but it's equivalent to the same. Because tor and dochi means the same thing. What about he says it should be tummy what I eat of yours? What does tummy mean? Tummy means off limits. That has nothing to do with mechalavat toshmeim. Noser pigul, or it should be like the equivalent of noser, what's left over. Pigul also, also. Then you're not. Okay. What else says ke'emro? It should be like a sheep. What sheep? Sheep means a korban. Kedirim. Kedirim, it's like that's the room where they would keep the korbanos to check them that they shouldn't be blemished. Ke'etzim. It should be like the wood that you put on the mizbeach. Ke'ishim. Ke'ishim, the korban's called ishim, like what goes on the fire. K'mizbeach. Kehechol, like the hechol, like the sanctuary. It's all kedusha. Yerushalayim. Okay? Noda be'echad mikom sham she'em mizbeach. If he makes a neder using anything that's associated with the mizbeach, okay? Api shlo hiske korban, although he didn't say the word korban, hareze neder. It's a nezder. Hareze neder be korban. It's like the equivalent of saying korban, because all these things have the kedusha of a korban. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ha'omer Yerushalayim lo klum. If he says Yerushalayim, it means nothing, because it doesn't have. We'll say he didn't say ki Yerushalayim. Let's see the Ran. Okay, you have to pay attention. La chulin she'ocheloch la kosher la dochi kulu bepatchos halamed. Here, all this thing, you have a patach under the lamed. Korean lo mishabochi os the mishtami, because what is the meaning? Lo chulin. It should not be chulin. Elo korban. It should not be chulin, but what should it be? A korban. Lo kosher elo osur. Lo dochi. It should not be permitted. Elo osur. The Ashkelon hochi, gabi heter, kedamiron. Hey, how do we know the word dochi means kosher, right? Kedamiron. Hey, Yosef ben Yoezer ayil comes. He spoke of a certain type of locust, shu dochon. Right? There's a kosher locust. There's not kosher locust. That's a certain type of locust. It's called ayil kamto shu dochon. Koranam iksiv. There's a pasuk which it says kol tzipa tahora. What does it mean? No, it means pure. But here it means kosher. Kloma muteris, the bird that's permitted. Hilko ki oma lo kosher lo dochi el oser komer. V'chi temo el oser mishum isa komer. V'lo mishum neder. Right. So we have a problem. The halachas we'll see later. Whenever you say something, you should like something else. It has to be something which is davar hanodor, something that was man created. To say it should be like chazer. It should be like nevelo. I'd say this kosher bismi should be like nevela. It means nothing. Because the pasuk says, Kido neder lashem. It has to be davar hanodor. When you associate A with B, it has to be something that was created by man, not created by the Torah. Nevela chazer, that's divine created.
Good.
But if I say make a neder, that's or a korban, who created the korban?
Right.
The person. So he says. So how do you know when he says also or what? He says it should be also. Who's also? Also can mean a lot of things. Maybe it should be also like chazer. So if that's the case, it's not a neder. That's the Ran's question. Chitem elo also mishum yisukol ma'av lo mishum neder v'avalei kemat is dover also. And it's like associated with some dover also. V'lo mitzar, and therefore it's not also. Afilu hochi, nevertheless. Since it's like up for grabs, it's a question. As lina l'chumra, we deal with it l'chumra. The kaimelon stam nedar l'hachmir. Regarding any neder, we always take the more stringent side. Machmir. So since isur also can mean davar hanodur, so therefore when machmir we say davar hanodur. Okay. Tor tomei pigul noser oser. No. In our Mishnah it doesn't say la tohor, right? Just says tor. We say. What I eat of you should be Torah. I mean, how is that a neder? So the Ran goes to explain. Kachi hagir some schos for kosh beinai. Meikel lemeim bei Torah ledoch. Firstly, the word Torah and dochi means the same thing.
Right.
The kevin Torah la dochi belamid. Right. Mechlal de below lamid. Lo mitzar. So if the lamid is not stated, then it's not forbidden. The kevo chekain kiyom Torah below lamid lo miyoser. The Mishnah doesn't mention the lamid when it says Torah. It says Torah. Right. Followed the chi tirgumu shel tor. Dochi means tor. If you say dochi, you have to say la dochi. And if you say tor makes an energy without the la. How is it possible? Umatzasi be Rambam. So the Ran says he found the Rambam the way he records this halacha. Perk Av Mehilchos Nedarim shekosef tor belamid. Here, when it says tor, he says la tor. Even though now Mishnah says tor without the lamid, but the Rambam understands the Mishnah. He said la tor, so it means lo tor. The Tomei Pigul Nos and Tomei no Pigul and Nos is without the Lamed, below Lamed. Nearly Yikr. Okay, so that's good. So therefore, when he said, as he said, La Dochi, he said La Tohor. Vigar Sinan Hochi, we must listen La Tohor, but Lamed Nechot. He says, what about if the Gershom changed the Mishnah does say La Tohor? The question never began, right? Nech vi Logar Sinan Lei. He says, let's say, but in our Mishnah we don't have the Lamed. So how do we understand the Mishnah? Nearly, Vishum the Torah Lamed B'Dochi. Dochi and Torah mean the same thing. So since he already said La regarding Dochi, Lo Chosh L'Misli B'Torah, he didn't have to repeat it again. Since Torah and Dochi mean the same thing, so he already mentioned La by Dochi, it's the La also, even though he doesn't mention it. The Milsa the Pshitohi, it's understood. The Dochi B'Torah, because Dochi and Torah, Shavah Adodi, they mean the same thing. The Chad Inyonu, it's the same thing. It's one and the same. So that he doesn't mention the Lamed, the La by the Torah, it's not a problem. That's how the Rambam learned the Mishnah. Okay, so you don't have to have the Girsa. The Torah must decent Tlas Dina. Now he's going to sum it up. The Mishnah speaks about three classifications. Okay, Tlas Dina, Toni the Chol Hechot Shu Maske Shem Shemashmos Leheter. Something that initially is, let's say kosher. Kosher is heter. So how do you take kosher and make it not? You say la kosher. By adding the lamed with the patach. So she asked b'tchos lamed bepatach. Umechsar, excuse me, umitzar. Why is it also the mchlal lavato shemehin? Right, so because it should not be kosher, but what should it be? Right, the inference it should be korban hainu chulin kosher dochi tor v'kol hech shemaske shem shu more isur v'shapa kochim go tomei. What about if he said things which has relevance to isur? Tomei, it's contaminated. It's pigul noser. Ubahani lo shaykh lamed. Patucha, you don't say la because that means you don't want it to be oser.
Double negative. Right.
No, it's not a double negative. No, la means I don't want it to be oser.
Right.
So that's permitted.
Sure.
Betchiloso da'adra b'yoma luhu la ikal meimed l'teir kamachavi. So it means he doesn't want it to be yisur. Ubochi nami avgav l'oma b'hu chof. Even though he didn't say it should be kit tomei. He didn't say it should be like tomei. Hadimim mitzri afilu Rabbi Yehuda. A Gemara mukmi lo aslis Rabbi Yehuda kula. Because Rabbi Yehuda is of the opinion mechalavat shemehin. The Gemara brings a proof from the Mishnah. If he says la chulin, why is it osir? Because they hold mechalavat shemehin. The Mishnah can't go like Rabbi Meir. Vafilu hochi bahani doser. But nevertheless, by tomei pigul and noser, he doesn't say chof, right? Below chof shikiven shishmo more isur. Since the classification indicates Isser, below Chaf Nami Mitzah L'Kol Yalma. Avagav the mitzil lemeimar yom tome atruma. Maybe tome means doesn't mean it's take on a totally forbidden. Maybe it should be like truma. So what's truma? The sharbi nami tuma v'tayro. Maybe it should be like truma. It should be susceptible to tuma. That's what he meant. It should be susceptible for the laws of tuma v'tayro. Truma nami havali dover osur. Chimitzes bu lo itzar. If you say this should be like truma, truma the Gemara says is dover osur. It's not a neder. So if he means tummy of truma and Torah of truma, so if that's the case, it's nothing. But the Mishnah that we're asking, why do we say tummy means something like kochim that became tummy? Right. Maybe it's truma that became tummy, and truma is a dover also not dover anodur. So he says the same thing. Since tummy has relevance to kochim, so again, since it could go either way, we say stam the dorm lahachmir, right? We're machmir. Then the Mishnah says it should be like a sheep. Emer is a sheep. Wait, no, a sheep. So what does the sheep mean? Kedirim. It should be like the room where they check for the karbanos. Ke'etzim. Danukulo ain't shmon mora al shem oser. There it doesn't indicate oser. Tommy is oser. Pigel is oser. Noser is oser. So it should be like a sheep. What kind of sheep? Right? You can't say sheep that I eat of you. What sheep? If you say like a sheep, like the lo mashma, the Omar Hoser, Mashem Pigel Noser Tome, came to Shemon Shein Iser by Tome Pigel and Noser because the essence is Osur. You don't have to say it should be like. You said Iser. When I say sheep, what is sheep? Sheep is mutter. It should be like a sheep. What do you mean? So what kind of sheep are we talking about? The sheep that was consecrated. So there you need the chaf to say like. Harehu ka'omer k'pigul and noser. Tikshaloi. Ola, he says, maybe you can ask a question. Okay? We're in the wide line. Vim tikshaloi v'otanan bidach masdisen omer korban olo. Mincho. V'afiloch tanan bo review the matir. A person says, omer korban olo mincho. It should be ABC. The time of the cool, though I mean, it says, you know why it's permitted? Because he didn't say ki. It should be like, it should, if he says, korban ola shelo ochalach. That's all he says. If he says ki korban ola, but over there, why is that different than pigel nos v'tomei? Ola itself, you're not permitted to benefit from. But my otoni shmon mori iser, according to what it says, if the word itself indicates iser, or ma'ishtom pigel nos v'noser, why is it different? Phenomenal question. The Mishnah goes like Rabbi. The Rabbi says, a person says, korban ola ochaloch. Rabbi says it's permitted. But he said ola. He said toda. The way the Ran says it, the way I'm explaining it, if it, in the name it lies. If I say sheep, a sheep is permitted. But what's ola? Ola is not permitted. Shlom is not permitted. Toda is not permitted. So what does Rabbi say? You have to say ki ola. Ki. Why ki? He says, Lav Kushi, it's not a question. Why is it not a question? Although the classification indicates Isser, it's not because, it doesn't indicate Isser, it's true. An Ola, you can't do certain things with it. A Shlom, you can't do certain things with it. But it's not a Shem Isser. It tells you it has limitation. But what's Tomei? Tomei is Isser. No sepigel, that's iser. Okay? When person consecrates it in animals, it should be a chatos. What's his intent? It should be osur. He wants an animal for atonement, for kapora. I need an ola, therefore this should be designated as an ola. O chatos o toda, o shlomim. Masheng bepigel. What's pigel? Pigel has no value. Pigel in its essence is osur. Right. It's only because it's osir. It's not because of its atonement value. So therefore we have to say, no, pigel is osir in its essence. Right. But ola, shlomim, and chatos. Right? It has a value. So unless you say kir, this should be like that. So what does this have to do? This has nothing to do with atonement. So what aspect of the korban do you want when you say kir? Kir means the isser aspect of the korban. That's what the ki indicates. He says, The kiko should be like pigul nosu v'tomeg. Shleser hu miskavein. Could be given nosugam. Mishamochi mitzar below chof filer budo. Inami. So that's what he's answering. If you say pigul nosu v'tomeg, you don't have to say chof. It should be like ki. There's upan over here. Okay, upan. Ki means like. So if you're talking about something in its essence, it's forbidden. Something contaminated sacrificial meat. Nosa, leftover. Pigul, we're calling them proper. He says, pigul, this loaf of bread should be. That means, what is pigul? Also, that means you said the loaf should be like pigul. It should be contaminated, like contaminated sacrificial meat. Okay? Person says, ola, the loaf should be. Ola is not also. Ola means it's for atonement. Could a loaf of bread be for atonement? So it means nothing. If you say kit, it should be like the ola. What aspect? What aspect am I likening the bread to the ola? That's the Isser aspect of it. It's not clear. I'm defining what I mean. Therefore, okay, inami, time Rabbi Yudo, the boy chof, mishum lo chof, svirleid, the chai, imro komar, chaim b'shor, b'shemochi, b'tomei, klome, api to pliga leibo, me korban gredo, lo chai korban komar, b'omer ha-korban modeleg. Kachnir beinai perusha, okay. Rishon Shonim, okay. Ke'emro. Further, we're in the Ran. What he says, it should be like a sheep, the Mishnah says. That Ke'emro, this loaf of bread should be like a sheep. He says, he uses the term. It should be like a sheep, this piece of bread. Now, what kind of sheep we're talking about? We're not talking about the sheep that's in the flock in New Zealand. It means the sheep that was consecrated. That's the kuh, like, okay? Keseshel korban. The ki indicates like the sheep that was consecrated for a korban. The stam nedarim lahachmir. It could mean an ordinary sheep. It could mean the sheep in the Hans and Gretel. Who knows what kind of sheep they had over there? But it could also mean the sheep that's the korban. Vo the mashbet the kseh you do a comment. You say it should be like the sheep. Once you say like the sheep, what's the? We're not talking about the ordinary sheep. It means the korban, the sheep that was consecrated is a korban. The ki indicates a very unique sheep. Like to say, the student must be special, positive or negative. You have all kinds of students. Okay, Aaron knows what I'm talking about. Okay, Kedirim, the Korbanosha Bedirim. There was a room there were various rooms in the Beis Hamikdash. They would keep the checked animals that were consecrated for a korban, for the communal korbanos. That when they needed them, they would retrieve them from those rooms. So what is Kedirim? Like what's contained in those rooms? What's contained in those rooms? Consecrated animals. Ke'etzim, which wood? Like the wood that was put on the Mizbeach, that was consecrated wood. Kishnei Gzirei Eitzim, Shoy Orech Al Gabi Maroch Dechsiv, Ubir Olav Akoin Eitzim, Ke'ishim. It should be like the fire. Which fire? The fire on the Mizbeach. Right? Kirushalayim. What's Kiru? It should be like Yerushalayim. What if it should be like? The bread should be like Yerushalayim. How could it be like Yerushalayim? It means like the korbanos that you bring in Yerushalayim. Okay? Korbanos should be Ome Yerushalayim. But let's see, it just says, Rabbi Yitzchak says Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, the bread should be. Right? Bishum lo akir, because he didn't say the kaf. Like, it means like the city. What does the city of Yerushalayim have to do with korban? It has nothing to do with korban. Right? Therefore, it's nothing. Okay, let's see the Gemara now. Savrua, we're on Yud Aleph, top. Okay, now our scroll comes into play. Okay. Savrua. My lachulin. Okay, grammar, Hebrew grammar. If you have a lamed with a shava, right? Shva means lih. It means like. So if you say lechulin yekikorzen, like chulin, this bread should be. So what's chulin non-consecrated? That means it's permitted. What if he says la? Instead of saying leh, he says la. Right? When you put a patach, it's like saying lo. It should not be like chulin. So there's an inference. It should not be like chulin, but what should it be like? It should be like a korban. Okay? So my la chulin, lo chulin. Lo chulin leheve, elo korban. That's the inference. It should not be chulin, but what should it be? It should be a korban. Moni Masnisa, so who do we attribute the Mishnah to? Rameir, could the Mishnah be attributed to Rameir? Lesle Michal Lavato Shemehein. Rameir says the Torah doesn't deal with Lavato Shemehein. We don't establish a reality based on inference. Either you say it or you don't say it. Okay? Ditnan, we had this in Kedushin. Now, when you say, you make a condition. Let's say we find when we went there to Israel, the Bnei Gad and Bnei Ruvain, they were on the Trans-Jordan side. They came to Moshe and we would like to stay here. So Moshe consulted with Hashem, says, no problem. If they cross the Yarden and they fight and they conquer the land, then they could stay. They could have the Trans-Jordan side. And if not, they will not have the Jordan side, but they'll inherit with their brothers. Okay? So the Gemara asks, Rameir says, it would have been enough to say, if they go and fight with the brothers, then they could have it. What's the inference? And if they don't, they won't. So why did Moshe have to speak out both sides of the condition? So you see clearly that we don't follow inference. Something only takes on value if you express it. If you don't express it, it has no halachic value. It's the same thing here. Person says, lo chulun, the loaf of bread should be. What does that mean? So if you follow inference, so you say, but it means it should be a korban. But if you don't, in halachic context, you don't follow inference, so that means what you said nothing. You factually didn't say the word korban. Okay? So therefore the Mishnah cannot go like Rabbi Yehuda. Cannot go like Rameir. So who's the Mishnah going like? And the Rabbi Yehuda. Right? It's going like Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda holds Mechalavat Hashemeyein. Right? You can establish halacha based on inference. Like by Tanai. Ema Sefer, let's see the conclusion of the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, the conclusion of our Mishnah. Ha'omer Yerushalayim. A person says, the bread should be like Yerushalayim. Now what's Yerushalayim? Lo maklum. So mid the Sefer Rabbi Yehuda, Reisha, Lav Rabbi Yehuda, right? If we're saying the Reisha, the opening statement in the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yehuda, what does the Mishnah have to say? And Rabbi Yehuda says, what do we have to say Rabbi Yehuda says? The whole Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda. Norman Maggid is speaking. And finally he says, now I'm going to tell you who I am. Until now I knew you who you are. What do you tell me also? When you finish speaking, they tell me who you are. So it's only the last statement the Mishnah says Rabbi Yehuda says. So what's the inference of that? That the previous discussion has nothing to do with Rabbi Yehuda. So that's the first question. In the Sefer Rabbi Yehuda, Reisha Lav Rabbi Yehuda. Otherwise, why do we only introduce Rabbi Yehuda then? The mission start. Rabbi Yehuda says A, B, C. We say no. A, B, Rabbi Yehuda says C. So if Rabbi Yehuda says C, evidently A and B is not being said by Rabbi Yehuda. But we said, but the beginning of the Mishnah cannot go like Rameir. Because Rameir says you cannot establish halacha based on inference. So how do we reconcile the conclusion of the Mishnah with the beginning of the Mishnah? You following? The Art Scroll explains it well? Okay, good, as long as you get it. So, and the Gemara says, Hochi Kamer, Hochi Toni. The Gemara says, this is the way you have to read the Mishnah. Yeah, meaning, although until Rabbi Yehuda says we follow inference, A and B, but Rabbi Yehuda says, however, if you say, regarding Yerushalayim, if you leave out the kaf, you just say Yerushalayim, it means nothing. That's what he's concluding. Rabbi Yehuda is talking all along. He said, but you should know Rabbi Yehuda. But if that not, Gemara says, so we're saying according to Rabbi Yehuda, you tell me, but if we're saying the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yehuda, the complete Mishnah, and it says in the Mishnah, Ki Yerushalayim, then it's a netter. Because what are you saying? The loaf of bread should be like Yerushalayim, like the karbonos that are brought in Yerushalayim. Okay? He says, but Rabbi Yehuda says, what that Rabbi Yehuda, Omer Ki Yerushalayim, no maklum. Yeah? You have to be more explicit. If you say it should be like Yerushalayim, means like the stones and the bricks, like the physical structure. Unless you say it should be like what's sacrificed to Yerushalayim, it means nothing. So evidently, if Rabbi Yehuda says that, that means the Mishnah can't go like Rabbi Yehuda. We have a problem. The Mishnah cannot go like Rameir because Rameir rejects the concept of inference. And it's clear from the first case of the Mishnah why when he says la chulin. Why can you not eat the bread? Because it should not be chulin, but it should be korban. So, and now, but the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yehuda. But if the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yehuda, the Mishnah says if you say Ki Yerushalayim, it is a neder. Rabbi Yehuda says explicitly in the Brisa, it's not a neder unless you express explicitly like the korbanos that are brought in Yerushalayim. So the Gemara says no. Kula Rabbi Yehuda. It's going like Rabbi Yehuda. Listen, Trei Tanoi Rabbi Yehuda. the Mishnah, there's an argument what does Rabbi Yehuda say regarding Yerushalayim. When you say Ki Yerushalayim, the first Tana in the Mishnah holds, Rabbi Yehuda's position is that if you say Ki, it's enough. The conclusion, but there's another Tana that says we disagree. I'm of the opinion Rabbi Yehuda holds, unless you say like the Korbanos that are brought to Yerushalayim, Ki Yerushalayim is referring to the city. It's not referring to what's brought in Yerushalayim. Okay? There's no indication. Okay? Trey Tano, I leave it to Rabbi Yehuda. Now we can do the Ran. Okay? The Ran's Gevaldik. Savrua. Hi Savrua, the Maskana Namikoi. Even though normally whenever the Gemara begins Savrua, it means it took it into consideration. The expression, when you take something into consideration, that means only as a consideration. But the conclusion doesn't follow through. He says here, when the Gemara, although it says Savrua, we conclude, we're not changing. The Mishnah cannot go like Rameir. Because it's clear because of what? It's Mechalav Tosha Mehein. It's clear from the first case of the Mishnah that the only reason why it's a neder because it's inference. Okay? Hi Savrua Maskona Nami Koit Kavosa Breish Basur. We find something similar. Okay? Leslie Mechalav Simor says Leslie Mechalav Tosha Mehein. Do boy tonight kofel. Rameir's of the opinion, you have to speak both sides of the condition out. Rameir is in the third parak of Kedushin. Oh, now Ronnie has a beautiful question. Now, Rameir only requires a Tanai Kofel only by Isser. By Mammon, by Mammon he requires a Tanai Kofel. By Isser, he does not require Tanai Kofel. You understand? When I'm dealing, let's say we enter into a monetary contract. So let's say it's contingent on a condition. Then you have to speak out both sides of the condition. But if I'm speaking regarding Isser, like here we're doing with Nedarim, you don't, let's say a person say, I will marry you if you give me something. And if you don't, I will not marry you. Let's even speak up the second side of the condition. According to a mayor, if it's marriage, the condition is a condition, even though you didn't speak out both sides. So that's the Gemara's question. We're speaking about Nedarim. Nedarim is Isser. Right. So what is the Gemara saying? The Mishnah can't go like Rameir. Of course, he doesn't know Mechlal Avdo Shemei. Hey, we're dealing with Isurim here. We're talking about provisions. We're not talking monetary acquisitions here. That's the Ron's question. Okay? If it's monetary, ubi surah islay. He holds a Mechlal Avdo Shemei. So it's contradictory to our Gemara here, right? If it's something like sota or test the Islam Mamona, Mishum Dav Yisura Islam Mamona, Doram Nam Mamona Isbu, Dainu Chevtza Dmitzalei. Okay, it says, Damina Bishua is Lesle Mishum Dav Yisura. You have to go over here. What's Zion? Rega. Yeah. So he's saying like this. What is a neder? What is a neder? Neder is the object. So whatever you're dealing with the object, that the object is a monetary object. That's called Isur Dispe Mamona. Here. Marriage, it's Isur. Divorce is Isur. So that he says, you don't need it tonight, Kofel. Why? Because when we deal with Isur, pure Isur, then you rely on inference. Neder is only a neder because what does neder refer to? The object is off limits to me. Talking about an object. So it's a monetary object. So because it has relevance to money, therefore Rameir still says you need tonight kofil. If it's just pure Isser, not relating, is she a married woman, is she not a married woman? Is she divorced, is she not divorced? Right? So that it has nothing to do with the monetary value. Could I benefit, could I not benefit? Could I eat, could I not eat? Therefore you don't need tonight kofil. But neder, which relates to the object, that's called mamona. We're dealing with a monetary object, therefore you need tonight kofel. That's how he's answering it. Okay? Ka'emro. Excuse me, a little further. Elo Reb Yehuda. So the Gemara says, so who's the mission one? Like Reb Yehuda? The Omar Perka Sholeach. Gabi Motzis Ishto Mishum Neder. Lo boy tonight kofel. Ela Aminim Echalavato Shemeyehin. Let's see. Ches. Mishum Eilen is not there. Person wants to divorce his wife because he finds out she never developed as a woman. Okay? Lo boitai kofel alaminim chalavato shemehein va'aval gav de Reb Chanina poleg alei de Reb Meir b'tanai kofel. We find Reb Meir holds he doesn't hold the tanai kofel. Reb Meir holds he needs nine. Reb Chanina also argues with Reb Meir. Algamar is also saying Reb Yehuda argues with Reb Meir. Reb Chanina is also Tana. He also argues with Reb Meir. Perek Omer, I feel boy lukum astis Reb Yehuda. He's asking a question. The Gemara's question. It's a contradiction in Reb Yehuda. So Gemara says, there's an argument among the Tanoim. What did Reb Yehuda say? Right? We have an easy way out. The mission's not going like Reb Yehuda. The mission's going like Reb Chanina. Reb Chanina concurs with Reb Yehuda that we rely on Chal Lavato Shemein. You don't need a Tanai Kofel. You understand? The Gemara is saying, the Mishnah is going like Reb Yehuda. He says, if it's going like Reb Yehuda, I have a problem. Our Mishnah says, we say, Ki Rushalayim, Ki. It is a neder. Reb Yehuda says in the Bryce it's not. So we have to say a dochik. What's the dochik? There's an argument among the Tanom. What did Reb Yehuda actually say? We have a better way out. The Mishnah is going like Reb Chanina. And Reb Chanina holds when you say Ki Yerushalayim, it's a neder. Reb Yehuda argues, finished. So that's the Ran's question. So why doesn't the Gemara give a more simple answer rather than saying a dochik that it's the two Tanoim? Yeah? You got to appreciate the question. The more you appreciate the question, the answer resonates better. Why? Because Reb Yehuda is mentioned in the Mishnah. Reb Yehuda is mentioned. Although we have to say a dochik to say there are two Tanoim who are arguing in what Reb Yehuda actually said. Because now our Masechta Reb Chanina is not mentioned. So to bring in a Tana that's not mentioned, we prefer to say a dochik, to say it's two Tanaim arguing Reb Yehuda said, rather than bring in a name that's not mentioned here. That's the Ran. Trey Tanaim lived Reb Yehuda, it's a dochik. The Mishnah is saying Reb Yehuda, all of a sudden Reb Yehuda is contradicting himself in the same Mishnah. The Mishnah is stating an argument of what Reb Yehuda actually said. That's a dochik. Isn't it easy to say it's going to Reb Chanina? Okay? But the same Reb Yehuda of Reish and Lav Reb Yehuda, Miktani save Reb Yehuda Omichlal that Hashel Lav Reb Yehuda. Kul Reb Yehuda, Kshir Reb Yehuda Hoyo Omer, Yerushalayim Lo Maklum, Kevin Lo Hiski Chof Hadimi Huad LeEmro Dirim VeEitzim Lo Yerushalayim Mishum Samachlei. Now he's saying interesting. Just as you have to say Ki Yerushalayim, when you say Emro or Dirim or Eitzim, it should be sheep. You have to say like sheep, like the wood. Otherwise, it's like Yerushalayim. What's Yerushalayim? It's a city. Okay. Aval pigul noser v'tomei modalu Reb Yehuda. As we said earlier, what is noser in its essence is iser. It can't mean anything other than iser, right? Lo boichov k'mo shbrashin mishasen shmochi tana lu tana below chov. So the Mishnah when it says pigul noser v'tomei, it has no relevance. You don't have to say kid like. Trei tana Reb Yehuda tana the mastis and sova the Reb Yehuda daito al dover hakorig b'shalayim. Even though he says ki Yerushalayim, he means not the city, but it means the korbanos that are sacrificed there. But the other Tan of the Brisa, Sovar, Daitol, Ala Eitzim, Avonim. It should be like Yerushalayim, like the stones and bricks of Yerushalayim. So what is that? Therefore, until you say what's sacrificed to Yerushalayim, it's nothing. It's not a neder. Okay? Givaldik. It's clear. Okay? Tanya. Turning the page. Let's say a person says, chulin, the bread should be. Right? Let's say a person says chulin. So that means it's nothing. Correct? Because chulin is permitted. Ha chulin. The chulin. Ki chulin. So it's all nothing. Bein she'ochalach, bein she'lo-ochalach. Mutter. Whether he says, it should be chulin that I will eat of yours, or the chulin that I will not eat of yours. Right? It's permitted. So the Ran explains. If he says, it should be like chulin that I will eat of yours, he said, I will eat. What about when he says, it should be like chulin that I will not eat of yours? Right? I will not eat of yours. Wait. It says, Kish'ochaloch pshita d'shar b'chlal b'shlo ochaloch nami. Nid omalei. even though he said it should be like he said that I will not eat. Ho masha ochaloch lo yechulin. He said ho kminin lahu k'ramei, because this price is one like Rameir. So it's like Rameir there's no chalava toshamein. You got it? If let's say a person say it should be chulin what I will not eat of yours. So that means what I will eat of yours should not be like chulin.
Right.
It should be like kodshim. What is that? That's mechalava toshamein. And since this brisa, our mission is not going to Rameir. But if the brisa is going to Rameir, that's the reason why it's permitted. Right? The less le mechalava toshamein. What about if he says la chulin? She'ochaloch. It should not be chulin what I eat of yours. Also, la chulin lo ochaloch. What is it? It should not be like chulin what I don't eat of yours. That means what I eat of yours should be chulin. Then it's mutter. So now we have a problem. Ratio of money, remehi. The ratio we started off, he says chulin shlo ochaloch. It says it's permitted. Yeah, let me explain it. Normally, a person says Rameir, I said he does not follow inference. You have to say it. So he says, it should be like chulin, what I don't eat of yours. What I don't eat should be, but what I do eat should not be chulin. Right. So what should it be? A korban. It says in the Mishnah, it's permitted. But if you follow inference, it should not be permitted. So it's clear you have to say the opening statement of the Brisa is going like Rameir, who doesn't follow inference. Because if you follow inference, when you say, it should be like chulin what I don't eat of yours. So if you go follow inference, what's the inference to that? What I do eat of yours should not be chulin. So how could say in the Bryce it's mutter, it's permitted, right? So therefore, the opening statement of the Bryce clearly is going like who? Is going like Rameir, who does no mechlava toshamein. Wait, right? So ratio money Ramehi, the less lay mechlava toshamein. Let's say the sefer. The next statement. La chulin, it should not be chulin what I don't eat of yours. It says mutter, but if you follow inference, it should be also what he said. It should not be chulin what I don't eat of yours. Right? It says la chulin lo ochalach mutter. It's permitted. It should not be chulin what I don't eat of yours, but what I eat of yours it should be what? Should be chulin. So 1 second. Mutter, v'otenan, la korban, lo ochaloch. It says, verse says, it should not be a korban what I don't eat of yours. I'm quoting a Mishnah. Rameir omer, Rameir oser. It says, Brisa, you want to it should not be a korban what I don't eat of yours. So that means what I do eat of yours should be a korban. So what is Rabbi Yehuda oser? Rameir. It says Rameir oser, but Rakasha alone. When a person says the piece of bread, what he says, what I don't eat of yours should be a korban. Should not be a korban. What I don't eat should not be a korban. So what's the inference of that? What I do eat should be a korban. Rameir says if that's the case, you can't eat the bread. But did he say korban? It's only inference. So that's the most question. How could Rameir say you're not permitted to eat the bread? Rameir rejects the concept of chalav toshamein. Wait, but Rameir says explicitly, right? Vomer ababo, nasik omer la korban yeheg. But yet it says Rameir is saying it is a korban. Lefich lo ochaloch, ochanami ochama lo chulin lehevi. What he's saying is it should not be chulin lefich lo ochaloch. So we have a problem. So how do we write? Some more answers. Hi Tana Sovelo Karamea Bechado, Polagale Bechano. This Tana that we're quoting in the Brisa, we're saying the Brisa is going like Rameir. It's like Rameir, it's not like Rameir. Regarding Bechalavat Hashemehain, it's not following Rameir. This Tana concurs with Rameir and he argues with Rameir. Yeah? Sovelo Karamea Bechad, Polagale Bechado. Sovelo Kavose Bechado Lesley Bechalavat Hashemehain. Yeah? But he's arguing with him regarding if he says korban. He said, what did he say? According to Brisa. Lo korban lo ochaloch. It should not be a korban what I eat of yours. So how are we translating that to mean? it should not be a korban what I don't eat of yours, but what I eat of yours should be. So the Gemara explains it like this. Okay. Lo chulin lehevei. It should not be chulin, therefore I'm not permitted to eat of yours. Okay? Okay, we're going to leave this for tomorrow because I don't want to just run through it. Okay?